It is better. We are now live. Good evening. This is good lighting. Oh, brilliant. We're outside. My cold is not great. We are on Whitehall, outside Downing Street. And which one's this? This is the Treasury. That's Foreign Office. Outside Foreign Office with Peter Balance, the political editor of the channel. Hello, everyone. We're gonna come to you guys with the latest updates from this reshuffle or shuffle, and also the analysis of what's been happening in Westminster. So, Peter, we come here every few weeks now, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I said to Maya earlier, and it's like, what have you been up to since the last reshuffle?
Literally, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Let me just double check. Oh, there we go. Guys, can you guys hear us in the live chat? Because we're still waiting for more people to join in as well. There we go. People are joining in. So we had a couple of problems with today. On the one hand, this promise of unity, and I think maybe the problem was the over promise of unity, because it's probably not as easy to do when you have some people like Liz Truss loyalists, Boris Johnson loyalists. If they don't want to do unity, you can't force us to do unity. But the promise of unity was too much. Now within 10 minutes, we had an exodus of like some of the top names. Jacob Rees-Mogg, you had Simon Clarke, I believe you had Robert Buckland, and so many of them instantly cold. And then the rest of it, I'm going to go to him now because nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Suella Braverman is back as Home Sec, which is, I like Suella, but I'm like, is this going to be a good PR win? I don't know.
No, bringing back Suella is not particularly a good idea. It's going to take a lot of political capital. A lot of people are going to ask, should she really be in such a kind of information sensitive department considering what she just did?
Yeah.
But like you said today, nothing has really changed. You're perfectly spot on when talking about unity, and this isn't really the Conservative Party's fault. This is all the media. Rishi got called the unity candidate pretty much from day one by the media.
What is a unity candidate? You can't do unity.
No, and also, when has the Conservative Party ever been united on anything? It's honestly the dumbest thing.
Yeah, usually Tory is one faction wins and it forces the others to unite.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't do
so normally, like the Conservative Party is normally quite good at putting these little differences aside and to campaign to win.
Yeah.
They just haven't done this. They just haven't done it, and I don't think there's going to be unity. And I said to my earlier on, saying like, this is just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic at this point. And it doesn't fill me with any amount of confidence. Bringing Michael Gove back, the man had to write an article about how he's not a snake. I mean, we might as well just wait till Christmas and I can see him in the next free shuffle.
It is, to be fair, we're going to have the December Prime Minister, we'll find out who that is. But yeah, Michael Gove, as he said, the guy who had to defend himself from not being a snake. But on the one hand, nothing has changed, as Theresa May would say. On the other hand, some of the appointments are a bit bizarre. The government line is they want to do fracking. And then they pick Ron Chaps as the Business and Energy Secretary, who's quite problematic when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Theresa Coffey, she seems to have about 20 jobs in the last 3 months or so. She's now at DEFRA.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. It doesn't really make much sense. I know yesterday a lot of people at around CCHQ were saying that they wanted to have a broad government. But nobody really knew what that meant. And we were looking at this today and I was like,
where's the broad government?
I don't really get that. I don't really get what you've said and what you've done, again, are two different things.
It's funny because the problem with Liz and Boris were a lot of the people around were loyalists, and it was based on loyalty. And then some of the people here now, whether it's Jeremy Hunt or Dominic Raab and these guys, and Gove, not that there is such thing called as Rishiites or whatever, but you can tell offering a job to some of these names were based on you're not going to be a troublemaker for me.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a bit sad.
Yeah, and this, for those of probably who are old enough to remember, this reminds me of kind of like the John Major years, where it was just like, just behave. Please just behave and we can try and get something right.
Someone in the live chat just said, Kevin, Hunt Mandelson. But actually, I would say Gove.
Gove is Mandelson. Gove is Peter Mandelson right now.
He doesn't go in. He's got Horcruxes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Although I think what that might be in reference to is about kind of being a bit of a snake, being a bit dishonest. And again, it's a toss-up. But for me, it's Mandelson is Michael Gove through and through.
Wouldn't that be better now looking back? Boris, was it half an hour ago when that happened? Instead of indicating that he wants to come back, this time, hindsight, he could have picked someone, groomed them, and like get everyone to go behind that new person.
Well, I always got the feeling that was the idea about bringing Rishi in as Chancellor in the first place.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that this was kind of like
The next Boris. Yeah.
in a way, and then somehow this turned into a Frankenstein situation where they kind of created their own monster.
Yeah.
But
I think that's something
what
to do
will
with
be
coming.
interesting, and correct me, I may have missed it in between walking around, is who's going to be party chair? Who is going to stem the tide of this exodus of members?
I think we heard the rumors. Nadim Zahawi.
Well,
Again,
I
like
know
Nadim,
he went into number 10.
Okay, but he got
he hasn't come out yet.
Well, he got minister without portfolio, but we don't know if there is any other type. Again, I like the guy, but he's also boring.
Well, I know for a fact that Rishi and Nadim are really good friends. So
really,
yeah,
that's interesting.
It's quite an interesting friendship. The one that really struck me was Dominic Raab, the return of Raab.
Again, justice.
Also as Deputy Prime Minister.
Again. I mean, nothing has changed.
Well, then to be fair, the only reason I think that might be a thing is Raab did quite a good job as Deputy PM over COVID, so I imagine that Rishi and Raab worked quite closely together throughout that.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense, but if
we
you're
gonna-
after like a key ally, I don't really see that.
Are we going to get Matt Hancock?
I don't think so.
No.
Party chair, why not?
Oh my god! I mean, that's the other thing I want to talk about. The last couple of days, we had an exodus of party members as well.
Yeah.
So many people left the party that the party's website's membership page crashed for a bit.
It did.
So I need to actually point
Yeah,
that.
and if anybody noticed it, Dan Wooten used one of my tweets on GB News, and my notifications went through the roof.
That is it. But yeah, I mean, it's what do they do now? Because
Yeah.
it's not inspiring. So on the one hand, some people, T-boy. You get T-boy.
Matt Hancock is a T-boy.
Some people want just boring stability. I get it.
Yeah.
And that a lot of the Westminster people do. But party members, again, whether they're right or wrong, that's different. Whether you agree with them or not, it's different. They are angry. So they want some sort of, not excitement, but some sort of inspiration, something. Right now, there is no inspiration coming out of there. There's no, right now, pick someone interesting as party chairman, for example.
Yeah. See, I've always said that Boris Johnson was built to be party chairman.
Yeah, it would have been great.
built to be party chairman. Unfortunately, it just seemed to be the privileged committee are going to go after him.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons he backed out of running this time, because I think he probably would have won. And I think it's one of the reasons that he won't be in any cabinet, and he probably won't be an MP for much longer. I have a feeling he might cut and run before the results come out.
Won't be surprised.
It won't be surprised, particularly if he wants a particularly lucrative speaking career afterwards.
Yeah, literally. Let's walk and talk. Let's go walk towards. What happened was that?
I have no idea what that was.
We are just across the road from the Red Lion pub that you guys now so familiar because we're here every night now over the last few weeks.
We basically live here.
Yeah, and behind us we've got the Treasury and of course the Foreign Office, and over there you have the Iranians protesting across the road opposite Downing Street. They're becoming slightly more organised because it seems like the British government are not really listening to them. So it is.
Let's deal with one crisis at a time. In this case, about 20 crises at a time.
And that's what I've been saying. Some people come to me and say, "Oh, what's going on with the whole Iran thing? What are we doing?" I was like, "Well, considering we don't have a government, I don't think we can talk about countries that have a not functioning government. We don't have a functioning government ourselves. So who are we to lecture Iran?" So let's see who we can find. We have a couple of MP friends, but I don't think we want to kind of disturb them because they might be getting a ministerial job.
Yeah.
You know, certain people.
Anyone today.
Okay, he's sitting right there. So let's go and see who else, if we could find a hack or someone to discuss this with. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Let's go to the live chat quickly. Klaus Schwab is the real beer. Let's see if he lasts the distance or breaks Liz Truss's record. I think he will do longer than Liz Truss.
Oh yeah,
I think he will go to the election.
For the long run now. I think he's here to the election.
Yeah, I think he'll do to the election then. But if he could beat Starmer, that's the last thing I want to ask.
Well, I'm just looking forward to how boring PMQs is going to become now.
Oh my God! The thing is,
you forgot about that, didn't you?
we've seen two very different sides of Rishi.
Yeah.
Yesterday they did the robotic weird one, AI one.
Yeah.
But then we had the previous leadership election, that weird kind of very try-hard schoolboy smiley. Hello, like on Red Bull. Right?
Yeah.
Which one are we going to get PMQs?
No,
The
God
Joe
knows.
Biden one?
God knows. And God help us all.
God knows. But yeah, thanks guys again. If something happens, breaking news. We'll come back to you guys and give you guys the update, and also compliments to Peter Barnes' style.
Leave my red cloak alone.
It's amazing. And definitely check out the Common Sense Society. I don't know if you can see it. That's Emma Webb is behind it. It's a very good organization. If you like common sense and if you like societies. Thanks guys for watching. I'm gonna come back soon.